I'm Jkickscleats. We're going to be turning this pair of Nike Vapor Pro 1 cleats into some pair of Jordan 4 Black Cats. This is a regular Nike Vapor cleat. Came out 2 years ago. Super standard. They're nice. I like them, but we could turn them into something better. I'm going to show you the whole process behind them. This is not going to be your painted normal pair. This is actually going to look like a real Jordan 4 Black Cat. So let's get to the first steps. So the first steps that we want to do when it comes to doing any type of customs like this is we're going to want to tape up the whole upper, right? So we're going to get our tape. We're going to slap it all on top of it. Once we're done taping up, we're going to have some pattern pieces. I'm going to show you how the pattern pieces look like. Let's get to it. So now that I finished putting the pieces out, they're going to kind of look like this. It's a bunch of pattern pieces. So unfortunately, I tried making different types of videos like this, or I tried to do 2 different variations of videos of making this custom cleat, and I fucking hated the way it looked out the videos. So I scrapped them, and now I'm doing it like this. So I didn't really record the whole process of taping up the cleat and then cutting it out. So here we are. But this is how it looks like. So right here we have our pattern pieces, right? This is the front toe cap. This is a part of the Jordan 4. Right, it's an outside piece. Right here you have like, I mean, I'm sure you know what this looks like. I mean, if you grab a Jordan pair like this is a Jordan 4. So you could always get a Jordan pair and draw it up, or you could, cut up a pair and trace the pattern pieces however you like. I just do it by the eye, so you could always use a shoe for reference. But this is how the pieces look like when they're all cut up. We're going to get these pieces, then going to get those exact pieces, these pieces right here, and we're going to take it to our material. We're going to trace it and then cut it. So let me show you how that looks like right now. Now we have our pattern pieces right here. We're going to take them to the sewing machine. If you're wondering what type of material I'm using, usually I use a different type of like suede material for any type of black cat or phantom color. But this is just leather, right? You see that leather? And then I'm using the back piece of it. I'm using like the furry side to kind of mimic that suede-ish look of the Black Cats, Jordan 4 Black Cats. So now that we have our pattern pieces put together, let's take it to the sewing machine. So the sewing stuff is very simple. I use a single stitch for most of my pieces. I use this hand crank thing. It doesn't come with the machine, but it's something that you could order online and buy on your own. Reason I say that is because I use a hand crank a lot more than the actual pedal of the sewing machine, and it just makes it easier for me to keep the control of the actual sewing pattern. So get yourself one of these bad boys. It's super good, worth the money. Honestly, I don't even know where I got it a long time ago, but I'm sure you can find some shit like it. It's a lifesaver. So let's get to the sewing. As you can see, I'm using this thing. I could also just use the pedal, and this is kind of how it's gonna look like. Now, mine, and you probably think like it's easier and faster to do this, but sometimes the speed goes too fast, right? Sometimes the speed goes a little too fast on this, and I can't keep control of where I'm sewing. And then if I fuck it up, it looks like shit. So what I did was I actually took the piece apart, which is this thing. I took the actual pedal apart, and I did some fiddling with the stuff inside of it. And with that, I was able to slightly control the speed of the needle, but not to a T. So I use it every once in a while. I probably use this thing like 70% of the time. Golly, like I use the hand crank a lot more than the actual pedal. Can't go wrong with either one. So let's get back to the sewing. So when I get to the thicker parts, like the parts where there's more material to go through, that's when I usually use my hand crank, because sometimes when I'm using the pedal, it doesn't go seamlessly, like smoothly, so I gotta use a hand crank in instances where there's a thick amount of leather to go through. But if it's straightaways or nice curves, I'll use the pedal to get it through nice and smoothly. Let's get this shit done, man. See right there, it just fucking stopped. It got clumped up because like there was a thick piece of leather and the netting material. That's why I fucking hate using the pedal sometimes with thick stuff. So whenever you have a thick piece of leather go through or thick materials, like use the hand crank. But now that we're on the straightaway, let's just use the pedal and get it smooth sailing. So we finally got these pieces all sewn up. Here's the whole patterns all sewn up. You can clearly see this is a Black Cat Jordan 4. It's like the black suede, you know, the black shiny like lace guard pieces right here. And we have the back tab as well. The back tab is blank right now, but we're gonna add the Jordan logo once you have the actual thing on the cleat. So now it's time to actually put this material onto our cleats. And how are we gonna do that? Well, the only way you can really do that is sewing and gluing. So let's get that process done and let me show you how you prep these up. First things first, before we add any glue to the cleat so the material can stay on, we have to prep the cleat. And by prepping it, we have to use a Dremel. A normal Dremel right here, bought from like Walmart or any like tool store. It's just a Dremel. You want to Dremel up the whole material, the whole surface of the cleat so that it has grooves and a messy surface for the glue to attach itself onto, almost like as if it's like hooking itself to the scratches and ridges. That way it's more durable on the field, and that way the glue doesn't lift up as easy and makes your customs last a long more and make it more worth it to the customer that, you know, paid for your luscious customs. So let's get these things prepped up. Look at the difference after prepping the cleat. You could do a bunch more, but this will do. This will be fine. This will be good. As you can see, it's like all scratched up, all nasty. This shit looks terrible. But, you know, you got to make sure it looks terrible before it looks beautiful. So, you know, this is going to make the cleat a lot more durable. Even though it looks like shit right now, I promise you it's going to be better in the long run. So you want to do that, and then we're going to take it to go get the material placed on top. Cleats are prepped. Look at this. It looks terrible. It looks like shit. But this is what's needed to put the material on the cleats. This is what the backside looks like, by the way. You can see all the sewing pieces on there and stuff like that. So this is what it looks like on the outside. Let's get ready to put this stuff onto our material, or onto our cleats, should I say. So this is what I use. The material or the glue that I use for this is a brand called Renia. This is specifically made for attaching like the bottom soles of shoes with the actual upper of the shoes. So this is some heavy duty stuff. And what I like about this is that it's like a multi-purpose. It's an all-purpose cement, so you can use it with any type of things, whether it's like actual shoes, whether it's leather, whether it's PVC vinyl, whether it's faux leather. It's universal. I really like this stuff. Another thing you can use is barge. I haven't really used barge much at all, just because I like this so much. So you can't go around with this shit, man. This shit hits. It's a little pricey though. I'm not gonna lie. It's like a big one of this costs like maybe like $100 something. You get what you pay for. It's just good, man. So I like to use it. So the way this contact cement works is you have to apply contact cement to both surfaces that you're trying to stick together. So in this case, you have to apply it to the cleat, and then you also have to apply it to the back of the surface. Once you do that, then you heat them up both together, and then that will create the chemical compound that will react for them to essentially stick on together permanently. Now I say permanently because that's what it says, but I mean, if you mess up, you can rip it off. Although I recommend you don't mess up because it's gonna look like shit and it's gonna be difficult to take off. So be careful when you put it on first. I recommend practicing a couple times before doing this stuff, because this stuff is heavy duty stuff. You don't want to mess up doing this shit. So, and I will say this stuff smells like shit. So if you're not in a well ventilated area, if you've never smelled this before, it smells like it smells bad. If it's your first time, like, you're gonna smell it. It's gonna hit you like a brick wall for the most part. So I recommend using some sort of gas mask or some sort of mask to protect you from the fumes. Also, if you're interested in a product like this, feel free to check out the link in the bio. This is where all this stuff is going to be sold at, and you could directly buy from there. If you do order, I'll be directly or making your repairs. So if you're interested in something like this, check link in our bio. You see all our products there. So now the material has the contact cement all over it. Now it's time to put this and this all together. So in order to clamp those things two together, we're going to need a heat gun, or if you're going to be doing this, also a blow dryer may work, although it won't work as well. You need it to be super hot for the chemical compound to start to react. So I would recommend getting a heat gun. You could probably get one for 20 bucks at Walmart or your local hardware store, but this stuff's going to work good. So what we're going to do is we're going to heat up our material just like this, right? You don't, because this is a heat gun, it's going to get really hot, so you don't want to keep the heat gun stagnant at one place for too long. If you do that, you run the risk of the heat gun actually burning your material, and God forbid even starting a fire because of this shit, because this shit is flammable to a certain degree. So move it around constantly, let the whole surface area get a even amount of heat to it. Once you feel like you've done it for maybe like 30 seconds to a minute or two, then you can switch over to the cleats. Now with the cleat, it's a little more durable. I mean, these are built to be on the sun, man. Like, if you're ever out there on summer workouts and you got your cleats out there in the hot sun, like, you'll know they'll resist crazy temperatures, and I know that firsthand. So don't be too scared to put the gun a little close to the cleat, but just don't let it touch any fabrics, because you'll burn a fucking hole right through them bitches. And I've done that shit before, and it sucks having to get a whole new fucking pair of cleats just because you burned a hole through the sock. So same rules still apply. Move the heat gun evenly around the whole cleat, then you'll finally be able to put them together. So now it's time to actually put the material onto the cleats. The way I like to put it is I like to start right here. This is the central part of the cleat for me. This is my guideline. Now, it's very important when putting the cleat that you have a good first placement, because any mess up that you have, you're going to have to peel this shit right off of the cleat. And that glue is pretty strong. So you don't want to fuck up and have to do it all over again as far as putting glue on. So you really want to be very careful where you put on that first piece. So right here, I'm lining it up to a T where I want it. Right there. Let me put the camera a little closer. And I'm going right along the edge, stretching the material as much as I can. When you heat up the material, it also allows the material to be a little more bendable, a little more moldable, which you could use to your advantage. So right here we have everything lining up. You see how it lined up all with the edge of the cleat. Now we're gonna do it all into the other side as well. You see how it's like doing that? If you fuck up, this is what you're bound to see, and to a harder degree, because remember, this stuff is heavy duty stuff. Once it's put together, it's pretty put together, and you're gonna need some elbow grease to take that shit off if you mess up. So it's very important that you find a good starting point so that you avoid any mess ups. So here we go. It's lining up pretty good, the cleat. As you see, when you line it up properly to the top, it should basically fit like a glove and align itself with the bottom, right? Obviously, you see right here, it's not aligned. Just stretch it out. All right, so let's get this done. Okay, so I did a massive fuck up. This side was supposed to go to the right side, and I put it onto the left cleat. Now this is what you're going to see. Like this right here, the fucking the cement peeling off, that's what you're gonna see. Luckily, I hadn't fully clamped it on yet, so I was able to tear this shit off. But look, that's what you're bound to see if you fuck up. And it's pretty ironic that I'm showing you and I fucked up. But moral of the story, double check, because it would have been tragic if I would have already like fully clamped it on and then I realized that it was wrong. So we're gonna do it again. So now that I put the proper side on it, here's how it looks like. I mean, it lined up damn near perfectly. I mean, it went up with the edges, perfect linings, right above the edge. I mean, look at the toe cap, right along the edges. Almost perfect, almost perfect. So all we need is a back tab, and to get that one fixed, and then we'll get them laced up and get ready for the final result. So here's the finished product. Finally, after all that hard work, we got some Jordan 4 Black Cats using the Nike Vapor Pro 1 football model. So this is the official look of these custom Jordan 4 Black Cat football cleats using the Nike Vapor Pro 1 model. Fully custom, fully cut and sew by yours truly. Now a lot of you are probably asking, there's already the Jordan 4 cleats that Nike already has dropped, and you're correct. They have a Jordan 4 pair model, but in my opinion, those are very bulky. Those are very fat. Those make your feet look like you're wearing boots on the football field. They're probably very heavy as well. Granted, I haven't really worn a pair, but from the pairs that I've seen from the NFL guys wearing them, some of them just look very big. And to the average guy that's on the football field, that's not an NFL player, they'll probably look very bulky. Whereas these, very slim, very smooth, just like a football cleat should be, right? This is full custom, man. This is fully custom. We could do this in any type of color that you like, any material as well. But these are hot, man. These are hot. Let me know what you think. I'm Jkicks, if you don't know already. You can follow me on Instagram at Jkickscleats. Same thing on TikTok, Jkickscleats. If you are interested in stepping up your football drip for the football season this coming year, hit the link in bio. You can see our website where you can see a bunch of different designs, these included. I'm not limited to any type of thing, so we could do a bunch of stuff. Anything you want, we could probably make it happen. So if this is something that you're interested, link in bio, hit our website, or just send me a personal message on all my DMs or on my email, and I could get you guys right for football season. These are your Jordan 4 Black Cats in a Nike Vapor Pro 1. Let me know what you think. Jkicks, we'll see you next time for the next video.